Hey guys, and welcome to the Igloo today, and today we're going to be talking about just everything when it comes to how to farm properly 3-star, 2-star legendaries now in Fallout 76 after the patch and everything else. Now, to you guys and everybody else has known that there is now a guaranteed 3-star alpha legendary that spawns inside the area. It's going to take you a little bit of time, but again, if you're going to be very predominantly efficient with your time and you don't care for scrim or scrap or however you want to say it, okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Make sure that you stay inside the tunnel as best as you can. If you're only going for 3 stars, only do the events enough just for maybe 1 or 2 3-star legendaries so that you can do a good amount of farm, have some fun with it, and just be able to do this. As a higher tier level stuff, they still have the same 3-star legendaries that are in rotation, but because it's alpha, there's a percentage that is just slightly higher when it comes to some of this. But at the same time, just as my video down below and also in one of the card tags saying on how that you can change a 1-star legendary to a 3-star legendary that are inside areas is very effective when it comes to maybe you want to save on your time. All you have to do is just die, spawn outside, go back in, get it done. You get that legendary to be actually real good, and it's guaranteed. But there's also a few other things that we have noticed. So there's a YouTuber, Info Survivalist, alright, that will also be in the description. She has been able to be informed of this method where certain servers actually have better spawn rates than other servers. Now, I've also tested this after all this new content that came out with 9.5 patch, and this is still true to fruition. So the easiest way that you can do is that you go from a couple different sets of points on the map, and you have to just walk around and probably do about 15 to 20 minutes of just like beeline running all the way across. And if you're getting legendaries like maybe a 2-star, 3-star in different locations, you can make a sprawl run to just follow you, and it will be very effective when it comes to this. Now, there's a few other things that are going to be very effective with this as well. One, if you have a build for this character set, right, you have to have a very high amount of charisma. Now, we tested this throughout everywhere from patch 6 to recently to patch 8. Now, this will probably still hold true to fruition because, again, charisma affects your drop rates when it comes to legendary stuff. We've noticed this throughout time and time again when it comes to the amount of legendaries that you've been getting. Now, when this is being said, there's also a server database. So there's a certain legendary patterns that you can find on the server database as well. So because there's also server data pools, there is your client-side data pool, and now that there's a new alpha, as well as a few other things, the data pools to actually get good legendaries, as well as going to the legendary vendor itself. So there's more variables than there were ever before. Now, the reason why I always do this now more than ever, right, is that you need to focus on a few different type of spots. Now, one of the best spots is, again, like the swamp. The swamp has one of the higher tier areas. Same thing as Watoga. The reason why is that you actually have a higher percentage chance. Now, the higher over the legendary level, the actual better the gear can be. Now, this is another function that can actually be happening. But again, this is an RNG percentage based. Okay, so this means that there is a higher percentage in the RNG data set that is available for you to get on over there. Now, with the new legendary horde event that is underneath, it's even a higher probability. So again, what you want to do is that you want to have as many friends as possible, right? Now, this is so that you can guarantee a good amount of 3-star legendaries. 3-star legendaries as well as alpha 3-star legendaries. The reason why you want to tie both of those together is to get as much amount of scrim, as much amount of legendaries as possible. Now, there's a few other Discord groups that could also do this. Now, I don't think that the casual person is going to be doing it this way, but there are a few people that are out there that have these Discord servers that can do these events together and just invade a server. Now, I don't know the difference between doing it by yourself as of right now to what you can actually do with maybe 12 different people. But it's the same thing for what happened to White Springs. And this is why you have to be very careful, is that when a legendary goes below half health and it mutates, right, or it gets his full health back, that's when it has the highest chance of having a 3-star legendary. Not a guarantee. Okay, so a 3-star legendary has a percentage chance to have a 3-star, a 2-star, a 1-star. A 2-star legendary has a percentage chance to have a 2-star and a 1-star. And then a 1-star legendary has a chance to have a 1-star and a very high probability of having that 1-star. That doesn't guarantee that you will have that 1-star, but I mean, it is what it is. Same thing with legendaries having a percentage chance that are no stars to somehow having 2 stars because it overextends the variable. So sometimes, and even very fewer times, you can get a 3-star legendary on a no star legendary. I don't know why. I've had it happen once. I really don't know on how everything will work in its percentage space. Now, again, with all that being said, so once you are able to get a good amount of people, at least 3, 1 to cover each zone. Now, this is not to increase your probability to go to 1 to 3. This is so that you can have that variable there. Now, if you have multiple people picking this area, now this is in my assessment to what can actually be there. You have 3 people in each zone. So that means you need a total of 9 people on the server on each zone to control that plant, because the higher that you have that, the better that you have the protection to the waves of enemies that you're going to be doing as soon as the alpha legendary spawns. Now, keep in mind that this is a very important variable when it comes to this, so that you have the highest yield and probability when it comes to this. Kind of like on how Destiny dungeons were back then, but now they're more social. It's very casual. Again, it's super easy. I did it with my friends. It was not really that hard. Again, when you already have had the loot for the longest time and you just put it between different characters so that you can do experimental builds and everything else, you find out the best type of arsenal that you can, especially for this. Now again, for PvE, I recommend, and I'm going to be updating this because after Sentinel armor has been nerfed, it's going to need a big update. This is one of the best things that is for it, is Unyielding Sentinel. Again, I have to still test different probability methods in order for you to do the best farming. If you want to avoid radiation, there are going to be different variables. But again, when it comes to farming, that's one of the easiest ways. Another thing that is going to be one of the easiest for farming, strength builds. Strength builds, we love you, okay? The quad explosive harpoon gun is still the best weapon in the game when it comes to farming. And this is not just having a melee weapon, I'm just saying range weapon in its entirety. So please, if you have a harpoon gun that is explosive, I'm actually selling one, a suppressor's explosive. But if you have a quad explosive harpoon gun, keep it, because it's going to be worth a lot of money. Fletchlet mod still does its wonders. You can still shoot and then get 7 harpoons back. It's still one of the best, and it was not affected by the shotgun nerf on top of it. So again, it's one of the best things when it comes to a ranged weapon. You have unlimited ammo when it comes to it, and you're able to do all that inside the dungeon events, and it makes it super elementary. If you guys like this kind of content, please leave a like, leave a comment down below. And if you really want to support me, there's Teespring, and I just want to do a slight channel update when it comes to this. I am 3D printing those parts that I put in the video that I've been wanting my dream PC. Now, even if I don't get it printed out at my local library, right? I will be printing it. It will happen. I will be having 3M grade engineering fluid in my system, and it's going to be dope. And I can't wait to build it and show it off to everybody, to all of you guys. Again, thank you so much, and have a good one, everybody.